the stories, all about how our Knights came in and pumped up the crowd. And we'd like to take a minute, just pull up a chair, tell you all about the week on Inside the Lair. Rehearse and rip up the stage, and our athletes work hard and know how to play. Singing out, working, drumming, all cool. You hear the bands and the choirs repping our school. When a couple of guys thought up something good, started making videos in our neighborhood. If you ever miss a game, don't get scared. Catch the recap with Kirby and Blair.
Good afternoon, Knight Nation. Welcome back to school. It's the 1920 school year. We are here ready, day 2, wrapping up. He's Kirby, I'm Blair. You are Inside the Lair. And great first 2 days of school here at KW. And a great start by our fall sports teams. Let's start right away with our football team.
Yeah, baby.
They opened up the football field, the newly renovated football field against Cleveland last Thursday night, and got it open in a big way with a nice 21-6 win over the Clippers. And KW came out, scored on their first drive, and then really the defense clamped down, up 21-0, gave a kind of a meaningless touchdown in the fourth quarter to the Clippers. It was their ones versus our twos. And so really, I would say for a first game, for a team that we didn't know a lot about, being ourselves, I thought it was a pretty good start to the season.
Defensively, we did some really nice things. Held them to 0 until the fourth quarter. Really put a lot of pressure on them. They had 0 yards rushing, okay? Yep. And their quarterback, he was athletic. He would go about 75 yards on a play, but he'd go side to side, and we'd finally track him down. Give our guys credit, too. They had to hang in there and battle their whole way. And we tried to rotate guys to keep them fresh, but a lot of those guys played both ways, too.
Yeah, and we had some injuries, minor injuries, but guys were coming out, and younger guys had to step in. And we were getting maybe 3 deep at some positions, but those, to their credit, those guys were coming in, and they were pretty much holding their own.
Right.
And it was really nice to see some of those younger guys.
Well, we said we were a deep team. Yep. You know, Cole Flum got hurt the first series. All of a sudden, starting center's out. Yep. Owen Hilke twists his ankle. All of a sudden, he's out. So our depth is starting to get pushed real soon in the game.
Yep.
But we did some nice things. Coach Weemy called a great game. 54 plays, 40 rushes, 14 passes. Luke Berg had 8 completions out of 14 for, I think it was about 128 yards.
Yeah.
Really had some nice balls to Tate. Tate Erlinson had 57 yards on 5 catches, and TC, he added a couple catches for 67 yards.
Yeah, and what I like to see from both TC and Tate is they both went up for the football.
Right.
And both of them had pretty good ups. And I got to go back to Luke here. Luke played a really solid game. Wasn't flashy, but he was very confident in the pocket. He ran the offense very well, and that's what we want out of Luke. Luke did a really good job. Not perfect, because no one played perfect, but he did a great job in his first real varsity start.
On the passes he completed, nice spiral, stepped up into the pocket. Couple of times, though, Luke's going to need to learn that when you're in the grasp of a tackler, you can't just fling the ball.
Right.
Take the sack, move on to the next play. But here's one of those catches and passes from Luke. I think this one's to Tyler Craig. Let's go ahead and watch. Nice little deep ball on a seam down the middle. I think that's Tyler Craig there. Pretty nice passing catch there.
Yeah, good confidence in the pocket, and good catch there too by Tyler.
And like you said, we had some guys that rushed the ball well too. Coach Weemy has got about 3 guys that he hands the ball off to and will ride the hot hand. Tyler Craig, like you said, scored 2 touchdowns on the ground on 70 yards. Josh Schmidt added a touchdown too. Here's Josh Schmidt getting the first touchdown on the new field.
That's a nice job. Sophomore here. Little varsity experience last year. But he's going to be called upon a lot this year, and did a really nice job. Josh, when he was younger, he could go around the outside and burn you that way. He's starting to learn how to get and cut back and get in between the tackles. And as he does that, he becomes a more complete running back. And I think we got a good trifecta of running backs with Bray Olson, who had 30 yards in the game as well. And I think this week you'll see maybe the ball get maybe shared a little bit even more. I think running the hot hand, you saw TC had double the yards of everybody else. I think he was the hot hand. He was running really hard. But you never know against any given opponent. It might be another skill set that works better, and it could be Josh or Bray or maybe even somebody else.
Well, Josh had a few carries on the varsity level last year. Bray didn't have any. And those guys, they're getting their feet wet, okay, at the varsity level. They're going to be getting more confident and running harder as it goes on. Here's a couple of touchdown runs by Tyler Craig.
What I like about Tyler here is he runs so hard. Not a very long one there.
No, not a very long one. Here's a little longer. Watch him
He does
follow.
a nice job of just really following that hole and going after it.
Here's his second touchdown here later in the game.
Not afraid to lower his head.
So, nice job. We played Cotter this weekend.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're going on the road. First road game of the year, all the way to Winona. They are 0-1 after getting beat by JWP, I think, either. Well, JWP.
It was a shutout.
Yeah, it was a shutout. They didn't score any points, but they will spread you out. They will challenge you in the air, and we got to be ready. Shut down the pass. I think we got this one in the
the worst thing we can do is say, hey, easy game. Let's look ahead to Lewis and Altura week 3. But you got to go down there and take care of business. This is a really winnable game, but you got to get the work done here during the week and on Friday night. Hope some people can head down to Winona and watch us play. Bit of a drive, but it'll be well worth it. Get to play in a nice field, and this should be a good game for the night to come out there and maybe if we play our best, some of those younger guys will be able to get in later in the game, so that experience level is there. And as we get into the tougher games of the year, we can be a little bit deeper, which could help us.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, it's going to be a turf field. We don't know where it is. Check the website on the school website there. So let's move on to volleyball here. They've got a big week. They haven't played since last Thursday, and they start with their first home match. Oh, yeah, excuse me. It's Tuesday. Start with the first home match tomorrow night against the Panthers. I don't know much about them. Do you know anything?
They've gotten beat here. I saw a couple of scores. They got beat pretty handily. I can't remember who they played earlier this week, but this is a match here that the Knights have had 2 really tough first matches.
Right.
You know, Caledonia and then Wem. And now you're playing a team that, you know, probably not as tough. So you got to make sure you go out there and take care of business. That's my theme this week. Take care of business, okay? You just go out and foot on the throat and take care of it. Don't let the inferior teams hang with you. And that's what top teams do, and that's what they need to do.
Well, and the new polls came out. We are still ranked number 1 without any surprise there with beating 2 top 10 teams. Maddie Lipke is going to get recognized for her 1,000 set assist tomorrow night. And then next Tuesday, we can't overlook Pine Island.
No.
But next Tuesday, the Comets, we are going to Casson to play them in I think they're AA now.
Yep, they're AA.
And they're on the top 8 of the state in AA.
Always a tough match. A big rival for us. You know, I think a couple years ago in the state tournament, they knocked us out in that consolation bracket. I don't want to say there's bad blood, but I think that it's one of those teams that people here don't think very highly of, and people there don't think very highly of. It's a natural rivalry. It's something that I think it's going to be a fun atmosphere down there. These Knights team, though, this is a team. It's a little bit different than those teams in the past. They seem to have that swagger and that edge, and I think that's what makes this team has a big potential to be very, very special.
Well, we interviewed one of the coaches from the volleyball team. Let's listen to what they had to say. Hey, we are here with Allie Peterson and Maddie Lipke, both senior players on the Knights volleyball team this year. So, Allie, 2 big opponents to start the year. You took care of both. And the third one coming up in Casson-Mantorville next week. But you got down early against Waterville Legion Morristown. They got the first set. You're down 0-1. Do you guys ever practice situations on how to mentally handle being down 0-1 to good teams?
Yeah, we do a lot of game-like situations where we practice with the JV. So we practice being down and we have to finish the set. Or we practice being just down in the match and if we lose, we have to run sweet condition, which we don't really want to do. So that makes us mentally stronger and willing to push to finish those games so that we win against the JV, and then that helps us against those tougher teams.
Well, and it really helps the JV too, I'm guessing. So Maddie Lipke here had her 1,000th career set assist last week. Maddie, what do you got to say about that accomplishment? Congratulations.
I don't know, it was really cool, big milestone, but I couldn't have done it without my team. So that was really cool.
Well, it really is something. I mean, passing, obviously, if you're going to have a hitter, you got to be able to pass the ball. If you're going to be a setter, you got to be able to pass the ball. So it really is a team effort. And it's really fun to watch you guys compete when you're just peeking your head into practice. You guys are really getting after it, and it's paying off on the court. So this week we play Pine Island. Maddie's getting recognized for her accomplishment. And then next Tuesday at Casson Manorville, a top 10 team in Class 2A. We know that we're the top team in Class A, but what's it going to take to get past the Comets?
Well, I think we've been preparing for this mostly for the season, and I think we'll have a good battle. They lost one of their top players last year, so I think we'll be right in there with them and hopefully come out on top.
All right. Well, come and check the nights out tomorrow night, and then at Casson Manorville next Tuesday. Thanks, girls.
Thanks, Coach. Great insight. And,
Well, let's talk about. Can I talk about soccer quick?
Yeah, soccer, yeah.
I was going on the schedule. I saw soccer has a game this week against Stewartville. We are with Triton, and I believe we're also with Hayfield. And KW Triton Hayfield playing against, it's a home game in Triton.
Stewie got a little insight on Stewie. They're tough because my alma mater, South St. Paul, I saw beat them 4-3 earlier this year. So if my intel serves me, it could be a good match here for that Cobra Kai or whatever they're called. The Cobra Tri.
All right, we got to run here.
See you later, everybody. You've been watching Inside the Lair with Kirby Blair. He's Kirby, I'm Blair. We'll see you next time. Have a great week.
Go Knights.